But you can kind of see they've been doing some work on the truck. Had a bearing go out. And look at this thing. I believe this was on our first grain truck. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. You can kind of see, it's probably hard to tell, but it's either really early in the morning or really late at night. Well, it's actually neither. It's only 5 o'clock in the evening. I got off work a little later than I wanted to. I wanted to get up here, do a nice little farm tour in the Deere lake for you guys, but work just didn't allow that. But I wanted to basically give you guys an update because it's been a couple weeks since I've filmed anything. I've took a nice kind of break, and I'm actually going to be taking a little bit longer of a break because I'm going to Hawaii with my wife, leaving in 2 days. It's January 12th right now. We're leaving the 14th. We're gone for 10 days. Just really gonna get away. I mean, it's been a long year, been a grind. I appreciate all you guys, all the new people that joined the channel. So I really just wanted this to be an update, give you guys a little bit more about questions, or give you guys a little bit more information about myself, about the people on the channel, about various questions that you guys have had. So yeah, we'll get into it. But I'm driving up to the farm right now. For those of you guys who don't know, I do not live on the farm. My last name is not Hartung, it's actually Schrader. I am not full-time on the farm. I'm actually a full-time engineer. I got my 4-year engineering degree, bachelor's in mechanical engineering from the University of Iowa. I am one class away from finishing my MBA. That'll be done this spring. And I work full-time as a test engineer for John Deere. I've done that worked at Deere for over 5 years. Full-time. I started in the summer of 16. I've worked on a whole bunch of equipment from cotton pickers to sprayers and now to combines for the last 4 years. So yeah, that's an awesome job. I do love it. I travel a lot with that job, so therefore I'm not on the farm all the time. But yeah, and then I've obviously excuse me, I also help out on my family's farm. My uncle is the owner of the farm and the sole runner. My grandpa, Pat's dad, my uncle Pat, I should say, started our portion of the farm back in the 40s, I believe, 40s or 50s. And then my great grandpa, or well beyond that, I believe, started our farm up in Bellevue. Oh man, I'd have to go check on that. It was well over 80 years ago. So again, I am not ooh, that's new. So I am not in direct line with the farm. Like I said, my uncle is the one that runs it right now. He was the one that took it over. Him and his brother, my late Uncle Jerry, ran the farm for a while, but he passed away. He's been gone for 8 years now. So it's just my uncle that's running it. We have one hired guy full-time that he's been there since my Uncle Jerry got sick. And then his 2 boys are actually back full-time on the farm this year. This 2020 will be the first full year that they're both full-time back on the farm. So that's good to see. Good line of succession. And then we have a lot of part-time helpers as well that help out. You know, like I said, I help out quite a bit part-time. You know, I'm still part-time, but there's definitely some weeks out of the year that I'm full-time there. Well over full-time. And then my dad helps out. My dad owns 300 acres or so. And I guess we do farm quite a bit of acreage. I'm not going to say the exact number just because you guys really don't need to know that. I mean, we farm well over 2,000 acres. We're a good-sized family farm. Everything is in the family. We own a lot of our ground. I mean, we are a good-sized farm for the area. We're definitely not the biggest, but we're definitely not the smallest. We do have over 700 head of cattle. We do have over 100 cow-calf pairs on pasture. We have a wide variety of ground. I'm hoping to do a couple farm tours this off-season if I ever find some free time, because we do have some interesting ground. You can kind of see this is some relatively flat ground for our area, but we also got some extremely choppy ground for our area too. So I don't want to be rambling a ton, but I do want to, I haven't done a true intro about myself in a while, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. Drop any comments down below for any questions that you guys have. But for the people that do help out on the farm, like I said, my uncle obviously is the main owner, his 2 boys, and our full-time hand, Brian. I'm part-time, my dad's part-time. Pat's father-in-law, Cletus, he is part-time, you know, trucks for us when we need a trucker. My great uncle Bun is also part-time during the kind of row cropping when we need it. We really, you know, he goes through all of our equipment. All of our main kind of equipment, like our planter and our combine. You know, he was a case technician for 40 years, I want to say. He worked at a case dealership, so he knows Case IH equipment international and then Case IH equipment like inside and out. Like it's impressive what he knows and what he's able to help out with. And that's mainly it. We do have two part-time guys that started helping us out this year as well. Those are those 2 trucks that you guys saw. I had a lot of questions on whose 2 trucks they were, an International and a Kenworth. International tandem axle, So 9400i, I believe, is what it was, and a corn husker hopper bottom. Actually, I think that's that truck right there. That's funny. And then we had a Kenworth single axle truck with a tandem axle jet steel trailer. Those two guys, the two part-time guys that helped us out this fall, those were trucks. Those were their trucks. So we do have quite a bit of part-time help, and a lot of you guys might notice, but for the ground that we farm, it may seem that we are oversized in the equipment that we have. Well, the big reason for that is we don't farm the most efficient ground in the world. We farm some really choppy, some really hilly stuff. I mean, our average, before this year, our average field was around 29 acres. That's an average field. There's some farms out there that their average fields are probably 200-300 acres, or get up into Canada, probably a mile is probably a good sized average. Well, that might be an exaggeration, but you guys get the point. We farm a wide variety of crops. We grow mainly corn and soybeans. We do have some hay and some oats for our cattle that we raise. We have quite a bit of pasture ground too. So anyway, that's enough rambling for right now. I'll talk more when I get up to the farm. I'm actually going to go drop off the Christmas present that I got for my goddaughter, Pat's daughter, Amber. I got COVID over the Christmas holiday, so I wasn't able to really do anything. I've neglected coming up there and giving her a present, so I'm going to go do that. Then walk around the farm, chat with a couple people, see how things are going. Hopefully run into Pat, hopefully run into Nathan or Curtis. See how things are going, film a little bit for you guys. Film an update on our equipment, anything like that, as much as I can while it's, dark out, because like I said, sun's already setting. Wanted to talk while I still had some light on me. But anyway, see you guys at the farm. You can kind of see we've been hauling a lot of manure. We got probably, 50, 60 acres covered right there. They've been really, really busy, that's for sure. Cleaning stuff out, getting all prepped for the winter, and the new cows coming in. Amber has some snowmen she built, or snow women. I don't know what the gender appropriate term is for now. This is the time of year where we are selling our cows. We have well over 2/3 of our fat cattle sold right now, and we can bring in new calves in that we'll feed out for the next year, next 10 months. And then in February, we'll start calving new stuff. So let's go hop in and say hi to Amber. So I know you guys can't see me, but like I said, it's dark outside by the time I got done. It's been about an hour talking with Rhonda, my goddaughter Amber, and Renee. So basically Pat's daughters and wife. So now I'm going to swing in, go say hi to Grandma, because I haven't seen her in a while. Maybe walk around, see what we got in the shed right now. Kind of fill you guys in on some updates, some news we got coming, some new equipment that should be showing up next week. I'm pretty excited about that. Comment down below. Hopefully Grandma's awake. I don't see any lights on. Oh, there she is. Lights on in the kitchen. Let's go take a look. I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, just got done chatting with my grandma for now. Oh, I don't know. Chatted with her for probably 30 minutes or so. It's kind of hazy in here. It's like they started up a snowmobile or a truck here. But you can kind of see they've been doing some work on the truck. Had a bearing go out, so they're replacing that. And just kind of going through this. This has been our main go-to truck for a while. I haven't really done much with it, but I'm pretty sure I was talking to Nathan, had a bearing go out. Here's what I mean by the bearing. So when you have a truck, you obviously have to have axles, and they have to spin on something. So it doesn't really make much sense to have the entire casing spin. So what you actually do is, on this shaft right here, this is the main shaft, this shaft stays stationary, and you stick a bearing on here, and this bearing has two races, the inner and the outer, and they spin. And it basically gives you a surface to spin and put wheels on, and that's what this new bearing is right here. So you can kind of see it's just got inner part that stays stationary to the shaft, an outer part that goes on an outer race, which they don't have one here, and that's actually what's hooked onto the tires. And then they got a bunch of little ball bearings, which is why this thing's called a bearing. Kind of see those things right there, and they spin around the inner and outer races and make everything turn. So they are, like I said, doing some work on the truck, changing oil, replacing, doing some maintenance on it. It's a good time to do that. Here's your drive shaft for the truck. Looks like they pulled them both. Big long shafts, that's for sure. And look at this thing. I believe this was on our first grain truck. That would be pretty sweet if we stuck that on the grill on one of the trucks. That'd be pretty cool. Here's the boys' sleds. Looks like they're putting new carbides and new track on and everything. Nathan and Curtis are actually going up north to go snowmobiling here in a couple of weeks. I'm kind of jealous. I do want to get a sled someday, snowmobile, but I just think they're money pits. You can only use them a couple times a year, and I don't know, we'll see. And you can kind of see, here's the drive shaft. Basically you stick the drive shaft in. You can also see in there the bearing. Right there. Like I said, you got the race, the inner race, which is on the shaft, those bearings in there, and then the outer, which is what's attached to these tires. And what actually turns them is the drive shaft, which goes into here. Then you got a gear on the back that gets bolted to the hub here. You basically pop this off, and then you got that kind of bolted pattern, which is what your shaft goes to, your drive shaft. So they're going through doing some maintenance on it. There's the tire assembly. The guys have been keeping busy, really. I mean, hasn't been a lot going on. Oh yeah, we also got new brakes for them too. So, like I said, this truck's gonna get in a nice overhaul, but we haven't had a lot going on. Just really cattle chores, bedding, checking cattle. It's been really cold. Last week was like stupid cold, highs in the single digits, lows in the negative 10s to 20s. It was miserable. Having some cattle problems. You know, it's hard to keep cattle healthy. You know, they're getting sick with these temperature changes and with the really cold temperatures. So you really got to keep an eye on them. Really got to basically watch, keep an eye on them. And if they get sick, you got to treat them right away. You got to keep their water thawed so they can keep drinking. But so yeah, there's a lot going on for cattle stuff. And then, you know, occasionally we're getting stuff into the shop so we can get the work done. But let's go see what we got over in the shed. I don't know how all you guys can see, but we got indicators on our bins that are reflective. So I know we have our wet bin isn't completely full because it's got, you know, top indicator isn't on, but the bottom two are on. So the wet bin's kind of full. Walk over to our machine shed, see what's going on, see what all equipment they got in there. I heard that they got the some stuff shuffled around. You know, they got some fall stuff put away, some spring stuff brought down. Not a lot, but we'll see. I haven't been in there in almost a month. Let there be light. Well, not a lot of stuff moved around, but some. Kind of see we got the day cab truck in here. It's off the trailer just because we don't need it on a trailer right now. It's unhooked. We're not hauling any grain. Got our new air compressor sitting over there, some airbags, our SV340 skid loader, which gets used a lot, like every single day. Actually, every single day because we got to feed cattle every day. Cattle got to eat just like you and I. And that's why cattle farmers, you know, they always got to be outside. Doesn't matter, rain, shine, freeze or thaw. Got our quad axle straight truck, which we still use every week to go get feed. We have to make 2 trips with this thing a week, both to get essentially byproducts of our, basically for our cattle ration, byproducts of corn, 1 byproduct of ethanol, and 1 byproduct of essentially food that ADM makes them. Both they're called gluten and DDGs. So that's what that does. This truck is running now, so that's pretty sweet. I told Nathan we better get a hopper for this thing next year, so who knows? We might be looking for a used hopper and could potentially have 5 trucks on the road next year because this thing is serviced and ready to go, hopefully. Got our 190 Maxim and RB 565, which that thing, thing's a couple years old now. This tractor's it's like 6,000 hours. It's like 15 years old, maybe even 20. So it's in hibernation for the year. Got our old, but new to us, 340 from last year at Chrome Stack. That thing's just sitting, chilling. One of these days I'm actually gonna go through and do an hour update video and basically, you know, tell you guys exactly how many hours we put on our machines this year, because I know our 2588, it is still for sale, along with our 1083 case corn head. So if you guys are interested, message me down below, as well as my dad's bale truck. I'm selling it for, I could probably let it go for 8,500 bucks. I have it listed for 9,500. Working bale truck, hydraulic and everything. If you guys are interested, link will be down in the description or email me down below. Got our 7088 corn head, 7088 combine right here. Like I said, we've owned this thing since brand new. It's 2010. Like I said, I'll give you guys an update on how many hours we put on our machines this year. And if you guys notice, that thing moved. That semi used to be sitting outside right by that shed, so right in the corner of the shed. So who knows? We're not sure what we're gonna do with that thing. I personally think we should give it to someone or sell it to someone who will redo it, but who knows? Who knows what we'll end up doing, because that thing is a nice truck. But the problem is it really won't work well for what we want it to do because it's just not, it's underpowered. It has a small block engine in it. It just won't handle the hills and the weight that we need it to. But yeah, it's I believe it's a 1980s Peterbilt. It's the first of this style of truck, of a engine in front, non-cab over truck that our farmers ever bought. Got our FR 9060 choppers all cleaned up. We're debating on trading this thing, we're not sure. We'll see what happens. Got our chopper truck right here. Got our brand new, I guess it's not brand new to us anymore, but it is a 1-year-old 7150. Do you guys want like an after-season Do you guys want like an after-season report on how this combine did? Personally, guys, we are very impressed with what this thing did this year. It was reliable. It had good capacity. It was a good machine, that's for sure. Stuck it on our 12-row folding corn head. That Geringhoff did it well again this year. Like I said, I won't go into a ton of details because if you guys are interested in this, I can make a standalone video by itself. So let me know down in the comments down below. Man, they really stacked this stuff in there because I'm having a hard time getting out or making my way around, that's for sure. Yeah, I really hope we can get rid of this 2588. It needs to go to a good home. I mean, it is field ready. We have done every single thing of wear part that needs to be replaced. It has been gone through. It's got the extended wear package on it, so it's got all the wear components that are beefed up and everything. Really, the only thing that we haven't changed is the transition cone. But this thing, even though it's got 1,800 hours on it for being a 15-year-old machine, which is pretty good, even though it's got 1,800 hours on it, I mean, it hasn't really ran that many bushels through it. Just because of our terrain and everything, we can't run a lot of bushels through it. It only had a 20-foot bean head on there for most of its life, so it really hasn't had that much grain through it, even though it's a little bit higher hour than what it actually probably has through it. But anyway, besides the point, we got our 400 Steiger. This thing was not on a grain cart this year because we had our 340 Magnum lease tractor, which I don't see in here, which we might have gotten rid of that. We might have returned it already. But we had our 340 lease tractor. We needed some hours to burn up on the lease, so we might as well put it on that instead of putting it on this thing. And then we had our T8050. This thing's bulletproof. It's got almost 5,000 hours on it. It's been a great tractor. And most of our equipment, guys, if you guys haven't noticed, is that we buy a lot of our equipment brand new and we use it. We use it for the life of it because if we buy it new, yes, it's more expensive for our initial purchase price, but we know what we have. We know we take care of our equipment. It lasts for us. And that's why we can keep tractors 5,000-6,000 hours with minimal maintenance and breakdowns. So yeah, that's what we got inside the shed. Really, like I said, not a lot of groundbreaking stuff. We do have some new equipment showing up to the farm in the next week or so, hopefully while I am gone. But we shall see. Looks like we had some welding done on the bucket. That's new. Yeah, welded a bunch of stiffeners and everything to it. Because I noticed we had some weld marks on the back side. This bucket's old, very old. Yeah, not old, probably 10 years old, I'd say. Not too bad. But either way, I am actually going on vacation like I mentioned before, guys. I'm going to be going on vacation, gone from the 14th to the 24th. So I won't be at the farm for a while. So I'll try and do an update video at some point. I've really been neglecting my editing skills, so hopefully I can get them done when I'm on vacation. We'll see. I also might just be on vacation. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I really, really do genuinely do appreciate the community and the family that you guys have. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you all. Drop a comment down below, even if it's just say hi. I really do appreciate interacting with you guys, talking with you guys, etc. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys are staying warm this winter, especially my friends up north in Canada. That's cold. It's cold up there. But anyway, take care, take it easy, and ta-ta for now. Real quick, guys, before I close out the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Wallace, who sent me a really awesome note. Cool article. Really do appreciate it. If you guys are interested in sending me anything, PO box is down below. We'll also do appreciate it, and I definitely share it with the family. Take care, take it easy, guys.